Well, hello, my Algebra 1 students. How's life this glorious morning? Oh, happiness, happiness, happiness. Did you see the shot with Michigan? Oh, was life good. And I'm so happy I won't even mention that Michigan State lost. Oh, I'm just ribbing you a little bit. Stay in there. Oops, I made a little mistake here. Let's change that to next. Okay. Now, I want to start off today just giving you a couple little hints that might help you along the way. If there's a number that goes into every term of the polynomial that you're trying to solve, you may, if it's equal to 0, divide both sides by that number. Okay, a number will not cause a problem if you're dividing by it. So, now I can solve this. So this would be x plus 5, x minus 5 equals 0. I have a product equal to 0, so x plus 5 equals 0. X equals a negative 5. X minus 5 equals 0, so x equals 5. But it does not work with a variable. If a variable goes in every term, you may not divide by it, because you actually lose an answer. A variable is an answer, so you need to break it up. This would be x, factor out the GCF, minus 1 equals 0. Factor, so x times x plus 1, x minus 1 equals 0. Now remember, the highest power always tells you how many answers there are when it's written in polynomial form. So we have x equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0, and x minus 1 equals 0. So x equals negative 1, x equals 1. There we go. So number you can divide by if it equals 0. Doesn't change the problem, just makes it easier. Variable you cannot. Now what I want to do today, I have to kind of do because my 7th hour's in the cafetorium. Usually I like to do radicals before I do this, what we're about to do. This is called the quadratic formula. It's another way in solving quadratic equations. So one way to solve is factoring. Another way is if you have a quadratic equation. Oops. I'm messing up here. So ax squared plus bx plus c, what they realized, and I'm not going to show you the proof, that you can actually use the coefficients a, b, and c to solve this thing. And the formula is negative b plus or minus, here's b, square root, whatever that is, we're going to talk about that in about, probably right after Easter, b squared, this squared, minus 4 times this one, all over 2a. So, you're going to have to memorize this formula. Negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So, now some people like to write the a, b, and c down, and I want you to. So, a is the number in front of the x squared, b is the number in front of x, and c is the number that has no variable. Now notice all of them are positive. So it'd be negative b, okay, negative b, plus or minus the square root of b squared, b is 6, so b squared is 36, minus 4ac. So 4 times 1 times 5 is 20. All over 2a. So it'd be negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 16. Now square root means what are you squaring? So what do you square to get 16? And I think you guys can do that. 4 times 4 is 16. So it would be negative 6 plus or minus 4 over 2. Now, plus or minus means negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. Or, I didn't mean to put that comma, sorry. Negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10 over 2 is negative 5. So if this is a perfect square, go ahead and take it. So square root means what are you squaring to get this? So let's try this one. So, woohoo. So negative b, quadratic form, and opposite of b, b is 2. So negative 2 plus their square root, b squared, so that'd be 4 minus 4 times 1 times 1, 4 all over 2 times 1. So a is 1, b is 2, and c is 1. So 4 minus 4 is 0, square root is 0. What do you square to get 0? 0. So it'd just be negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. And, woohoo, excuse me, there's something over there. Let's see. Sorry about that. Something's about to fall off my table. There we go. Now, you have to get it to one side. Now, we are going to spend time on this tomorrow, so do not panic. By the way, the other teachers do this now, so we're not doing anything out of order. It's just sometimes I wait. I thought today'd be a good day to do this. So A is 1, B is 3, and C is negative 4. Notice I subtracted 4 to get everything on one side. It must be on one side in this form, ax squared plus bx plus c. So it's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared, 3 squared is 9, minus 4 times 1 times negative 4, so that would be plus 16, all over 2 times a is 2. So negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 25, all over 2. And what do you square to get 25? Now, if it simplifies, do it. If it doesn't, just leave it alone. But what do you square to 25? That's 5. So it's negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 25 is 5, all over 2. Negative, let's bring it up. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2 over 2 is 1. Or negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8 over 2 is negative 4. Okay, this one. Last one. And again, we're going to do a lot of this tomorrow, but subtract 7x and add 2. So I have x squared minus 7x plus 2 minus 7x plus 2 equals 0. And I have run out of room. So sorry about this. Let's do this. So negative a is 1, b is negative 7, and c is 2. So negative b would be 7 plus or minus the square root of b squared would be 49 minus 8 for ac. 4 times 1 times 2 is 8. All over 2a. A is 1. So it'd be 7 plus or minus the square root of 41 over 2. What do you square to get 41? Nothing. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. So that's your final answer. Then when we learn about square roots, we'll actually do it. Okay? So always ask, what do you square to get this? And if you can, simplify it. If you cannot, leave it alone. But we'll spend more time on this tomorrow. I'm sure probably the rest of the week. Quadratic formula is pretty important. Wait a minute, Michigan State lost? Ha ha ha! Sorry. Michigan State's a good school. I'm just teasing. Hey kids, have a good day.